friends, to this episode of Tiny Pulpit Talks. I've noticed in recent episodes, I've been giving it the wrong name, and I gave it its original name, and I was getting it wrong, Grant. Is that terrible? Okay.
Oh,
We're going to get to Grant in just a second, but one of the things we want to tell you all who are watching is that you should subscribe, you should like us, you should put comments, and in the App Store, there's a thing called podcasts. You can download the app for podcasts and go find our app, and you can leave a review in there. I'm told this is a very important way of spreading the good news and the message of this church of love for all. So please do this. Thank you.
5 stars only, right?
5 stars only. See, Grant's already with the program, and he's only been here a few weeks.
You email the tech support people if you have a less than 5-star
Exactly.
experience.
I left a less than 5-star review for a restaurant in Deep Ellum, and I got a personal phone call at home being like, what did we do? So we're not quite like that here yet, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, we've been saucy already this morning because we're so excited that we have Grant Wareham with us, the newest member of the staff, our Director of Music Extraordinaire. Yay! They're all clapping. You're all clapping, right? Good. Grant, we're so glad that you're here at the church, of course, but mostly for Tiny Pulpit Talks. Welcome.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here. I think this is the first time I've actually been a guest on a podcast, so I'm just very, very happy to have finally be making my podcasting debut.
Well, this is very exciting for us too. We're excited that you're joining us for this and that you're going to get your first chance to answer completely unknown questions out of nowhere that have no possible way to predict. So the first question is, Roy Orbison or Lyle Lovett?
Ooh, that's an interesting question.
Barbara Mandrell is an acceptable answer.
Let's go with Barbara Mandrell.
Okay, good. We're just welcoming Grant, in a sense, to Texas and to country music, because where are you from, Grant?
I'm from Southwest Ohio originally, so Dayton, the birthplace of the Wright brothers. But this is my second time living in Texas. The other time was the opposite end of 45 in Houston at Rice University. So I'm on the other side of the I-45 corridor.
Okay. My second sermon at the church was about the Wright brothers. It was okay. It was not great. I'll just be honest.
I'm sure it was better than okay.
What brought you to Rice? Why Rice?
So music had been a part of my life since I was 5. I did the Suzuki method with the box violin and piano on my 7th birthday, and I had taken organ lessons because my church had a huge organ, and I was just really enamored by it. And so it was just kind of something I did. And then another church in town had a recital series, and they brought in Ken Cowan, who is my professor, and I just asked him. I was able to have a coaching with him and really enjoyed it. And I was like, "Hey, where are you teaching? Could I come study with you?" And so I applied to Rice sight unseen. Went down there. I'm like, "Holy cow! This is a gorgeous campus."
Yeah.
And everything about it just really lined up. And I moved across the country and went there. And it was the best 4 years of my life. And I think who I am as a person today was shaped very much by them and my Rice experience. So I'm very grateful to have had that experience.
Yeah, I've never met someone who went to Rice and is like, meh, Rice. There's just something about it. Like, people who go there are just so happy that they went there.
Yeah, it's a beautiful campus, and the Shepherd School of Music in particular is just an extraordinary place. The best thing was going to orchestra concerts, and I would see my friends and classmates in that orchestra a part of something really special. The people around Shepherd early when I got there said, "Oh, well, the Shepherd Symphony is better than the Houston Symphony," and I thought, well, that's kind of an arrogant thing. But unlike the Meyerson Center here in Dallas, which is a world-class performance space, Jones Hall is not the same. It's kind of a V shape with the orchestra, and it's not great acoustically. And the Houston Symphony is a good ensemble, but with Shepherd, there's this energy on stage, and particularly egged on by the late Larry Rackleff, who was just an extraordinary conductor. He got the best out of every one of them. And I mean, there were just so many memorable concerts.
Yeah.
One of them was Mahler 6, Gustav Mahler. And that's the one symphony where there's a part for a 50-pound wooden hammer. And
what is it hitting?
It's basically just a wooden box. And the funny thing is that's the one instance where once the conductor sees the hammer in motion, the conductor is following the hammer.
Yeah.
And I had a classmate named Keith Hammer who played that part, and was clearly born to do so. So that was a fun experience.
My nephew is a percussionist, so I'm a big fan. I mean, I'm a fan of percussionists in general, and the piano is technically a percussion instrument. So I learned that when I was a little kid.
What do you do when somebody can't play an instrument?
What do you do when someone can't play an instrument?
You give them 2 sticks and make them a percussionist.
Boom. Actually, I tried out for the percussion section at Schimmelfittig Middle School and even though I was taking lessons and everything, and I did not get the part. I had to play cornet, which is why I was a singer.
It's like, jokes aside, it's one of those things that, like, if it's not going well, it's really, really noticeable.
So one of the things you said when you were talking about your conductor is about the energy and getting the best out of the people that you're working with. That is one of the things I think that is really special about church musicians. And can you say something about that, like how you work to get the best out of people while also, creating an environment of love and understanding and good musicianship?
Yeah, I think that that's a really important thing. I've worked in grad school at places where it was a small professional choir, and it just didn't have the buy-in. It was like, we're paying these people to make the music for us. And so I think having buy-in from the congregation and getting as many people involved as possible is just really important. And, working outside the box, coloring outside the lines, you are interested in singing, but Wednesday nights aren't great for you. Let's find something else for you to do. And I think creativity in finding places and situations where people can thrive is really important.
Absolutely.
And I like to support people to get the best out of them for their church.
Yeah. We have had transcendent worship experiences with the choir in this church a few Sundays last year where I was just like, there's nothing else on earth I would rather be doing at this moment. There's just something so beautiful about our choir members who, in many ways, in other ways, if you look at who's in our choirs, it really is one of the great heartbeats of this church. There is just tremendous beauty and of spirit also that comes from them.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's some scientific study that when a group of people are singing together, their heartbeats actually sync up with each other. I don't remember the study, and I couldn't cite it at the moment, but I do think there is, even aside, like, empirical evidence rather than quantifiable evidence, singing is something that is just that shared human experience of being greater than the sum of the parts.
I know. I grew up singing, and I wouldn't want to go to rehearsal. I wouldn't want to do something, and and then I'd go and do it. And afterwards, of course, I felt amazing. I mean, I actually think the payoff of group singing for mental health, it might be better than exercise. I think it is for me. I mean, I don't know. There's nothing else like it.
Oh, I totally agree.
I think it's partly because of all the carbon dioxide that gets introduced into them. You just get a little loopy. Everyone's feeling good.
Yeah,
something about it.
Yeah, it's definitely an experience, though.
What do you want to say to people who maybe have never been in the choirs before, but are excited about your energy, excited about this new year, want to meet some new people? Do your pitch.
I mean, is this the Hot Ones thing where you look straight at the camera and do the pitch, or
if you want, go right at it? Hi, friends. Let's do choir.
I have not just finished eating a 100,000 plus Scoville wing, but I guess
sad for all of us.
Sweat pouring down the face and everything. But Hot Ones is a great unofficial plug, but Holland
Yes.
is always very amusing. But
Well, if they plug us back, we're gonna blow up. So
right, so
listen up, hot ones.
So yeah, I mean, I think singing is just a really fun thing. Our Kindred Voices choir is totally entry level. Anybody can join it. There's no requirement to read music or anything. If you love to sing, or even feel like, hey, listen to that singing sounds cool, we'd love to have you. Rehearsals are Monday nights from 7 to 8:30 over in the Krebel Music Center, or sometimes in the sanctuary. Sing about once a month, so it's really not that much of a commitment. And it's just, I think we'll have a really fun time together. So feel free to join us. Or if singing in a group doesn't seem like your thing, but you want to be involved elsewhere, reach out to me and we'll figure out a way to plug you in.
Yeah. When I was just getting at my first Unitarian Universalist church, I didn't really know how to meet people or whatever, so some reflex in me took over and I joined the community choir. I actually went to like a voice coach and rehearsed like a whole thing. That's a whole other story. And I met people that I still see at General Assembly today. I met people who I still text with, and I met, I'm not saying that's the only reason to join a choir, but actually Kindred Voices is very beautiful, and so is our sanctuary choir, don't get us wrong, but like there's something about Kindred Voices also that, like a community choir, that the community aspect being such a large part of it is also deeply felt. It's like walking into a place and having 40 or 50 friends that you didn't know you had yet.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Yeah.
And in my experiences previously, the choir is in a self-created small group, and the choir members support each other. It's its own mini community within the church community, which I think is a really beautiful thing.
Yeah. So you've been here a few weeks. What do you think so far?
I have never done a Beyonce service before, and I think that's absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
You knocked it out of the park with the sermon. And I love the Artists Who Inspire series.
Yeah.
I've worked, in various sort of mainline Christianity where it's electionary, or, the stories are out of the Bible. And I think that opening the scope and, let's look at people who inspired Beethoven, Aurora,
Levins Morales.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
what a service that was.
Yeah. Hung Liu. I mean, there's just so many, and that Aurora service was amazing because our people created original art.
Yeah.
I love new music myself, and I think seeing new music as a part of that service, with world premieres right in the sanctuary is just the coolest thing.
Yeah, it's an exciting place to explore. I've been at other churches also. I've been, also in mainline Christianity and there is just the freedom of this faith is felt in almost every aspect of worship and of life here. And so we are so grateful to have you here and to be part of this new season. We have the 125th coming up, all kinds of exciting things. So thanks for being here, and thanks for coming to serve at this church with us.
Thank you so much. It's delightful to be here.
Good. Well, when you see Grant, if you hadn't met him yet, be sure to welcome him. Thank you for being here. Once again, subscribe, send us comments, and go right into their, the podcast app on Apple and review us. That way I won't get in trouble and I can keep doing these things, keep bringing them to you. And that's what we want to do. We're so glad you're with us, Grant, and let's say bye to the people. Bye, people.
Bye.
Thanks for coming to Tiny Pulpit Talks. Have a great day.